You've heard that expression, you don't never want to meet your heroes. Well, it turns out you never want your heroes to be on The View. This is a tough one for Carly and me, as comedian Bill Burr took some shots at Elon Musk during an appearance on The View.
Is there anybody getting your ire up these days?
Nerds.
Yeah.
The nerds that own the politician. All these tech nerds that want to build robots because they don't know how to talk to hot women.
Yeah.
They're gonna take over the world. I think Elon has got the rockets going because they realize there's other Earths out there, and they're gonna trash this one, and because they don't have any concern for it.
Fox News contributor and senior writer for the Washington Examiner, Joe Concha, joins us now. Joe, good morning to you. So Todd kind of alluded to this. I love Bill Burr. I've seen him do stand-up twice. I listened to his podcast. He has become very liberal since COVID, and now he finds himself on The View saying that the man that owns an EV company is going to destroy the planet. I think that it's a situation that if he even reflected on it, he would make fun of himself for.
Yeah, probably. Bill Burr is like the next Michael Avenatti, Carly. He's on Jimmy Fallon one night. He's on The View the next. He's everywhere because he says patently stupid things about Elon Musk. He shows that genius has its limits, while stupidity apparently does not, with comments like this, to your point, literally makes electric cars to help save the planet. If Democrats and alleged comedians like Bill Burr want to keep attacking Elon Musk, the guy who just helped rescue 2 astronauts who were stranded that you just talked about with that ridiculous pay raise, in space by the Biden-Harris administration, the guy who runs the 7th largest company in the United States in Tesla, and cheer on Tesla dealerships being firebombed and shot at. This is why the Democratic Party is polling lower than, you know, having shingles at this point. So, yeah, Bill Burr, we're going to see a lot of him now. He'll probably have a show on CNN within the week because you say mean things about Trump and Elon Musk, that apparently gets you a lot of airtime these days.
You want to take it, or can I?
Okay.
As we've learned from Fox, shingles doesn't care. But I will say that he does seem to be transforming into Howard Stern before our eyes, and by that I mean so desperate for that liberal world attention that he goes on The View and basically disavows all the people that made him who he is, that rank and file, that Boston sensibility, that middle class, that working class guy that he appealed to, why Carly and I loved him so much.
Yeah, I loved Stern. I mean, I listened to Howard 3 hours, 4 hours a day back in the 90s, even as recently as maybe like 10 years ago. And then the Howard Stern that we see now is just like Bill Burr, like a complete Democrat talking politics all the time, making comments like Burr did with The View, and you don't even recognize these people anymore. And that's the shame of it. Just go back to being who you were. Remember who got you there. Working class men and women. Instead now they're elitist, and money will do that to you sometimes, Todd.
Yeah, I mean, I still like him. He's hilarious when he doesn't talk politics, and he's just become a lot more liberal since COVID. Okay, let's talk about something that I'm sure you're going to be doing this weekend, Joe. You're going to be going to the AOC Bernie Sanders event because they have this event that's going to be that they're going all across different swing states. They're calling it Fighting Oligarchy, and they're using that word a whole lot during their speeches. Listen to this.
Concentration of power and corruption is taking over this country like never before. We are witnessing an oligarchy in America.
We will not allow you to move this country into an oligarchy. We're not going to allow you and your friend Mr. Musk and the other billionaires to wreak havoc on the working families of this country.
So, Joe, this is not a new attack line, but this is the strategy that they're going with. They are attacking Donald Trump and trying to convince people that he doesn't want to help the working class. How is this going to go for them?
Well, Gallup had a poll, just to answer your question, Carly, about the favorability ratings of major lawmakers. And on the Democratic side, they had Kamala Harris, Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, Hakeem Jeffries, and AOC. And no one had a lower favorability number than AOC. Just 30% of voters look upon her favorably. So this is to rile up the extreme left side of the base. This does nothing in terms of bringing back working class, rank and file union members, for example, that went for Donald Trump in a big way back to the party. And this is a big moment for Democrats right now. Do they go further to the left and drive off a cliff like, the end of Thelma and Louise? Or do they continue or will they go back to the center? The answer is they continue to go very much to the left. And I'll leave it here. If you see a lot of AOC, Bernie, Jasmine Crockett, and goofy Tim Walz these days like we are, if you're a Republican, these are exactly the people you want on your air and doing rallies, because if that's the Democratic Party now, they're never going to win an election again on a national level. That I do know.
And when it comes to that word oligarchy, Trump and Musk are doing exactly what 77 million people asked them to do with their votes. That is literally the exact opposite of an oligarchy.
Democracy.
That's right. Joe Concha, thank you for your time. Have a great weekend, friend.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.